Hello students, I'm back to give you a heads up on the experiment this week and also the report you've got to write. So you have both the report and the experiment. There's a few common pitfalls on both of these, so I want to make you aware of those and hopefully so you can get a really great grade and learn a lot from these activities. So first, always remember, look at the example report, follow the rubric, follow the directions. So you'll find those down here always, and they also have these on the reports. So again, these examples I'm going to show you are not for you to copy and plagiarize from. These examples are to help you see how it should be done and what I'm looking for. So after you've read that and you have an idea of what to do, you can go and write your report. So here are a couple pretty good reports. Most of these can be improved. I think one of these got 100% though, so that is great. So here they clearly explain their subjects, their procedures, which is great, and they also have their results spelled out here nice and neatly. Honestly, for this report you don't really need much more results than that, but the great thing about this report is the interpretation and also the implications. This student has a lot of good interpretation, explaining why things might have come out the way they did and the implications of why does this matter. So connecting it back to the chapter, the things that they read about signal detection theory. So these are the things that I'm looking for, connecting it back to the material, and also good explanations of why things are the way they are. Is this the same report? They look very similar. I may have... Nope, I think these are different. But essentially, same thing with this one. So this one could have a little bit more depth on the interpretation and a little more depth on the implications for these, but it's not too bad. So just noticeable difference. Weber's law, they're connecting this experiment to the things that they learned in class. That's one major thing that I'm looking for, and some detail in the interpretation. This one could have been improved a little bit, but not too bad. So this is the one I believe received a 100%. And one of the reasons for that is their clear connection and citations of the textbook. So they're definitely connecting it to the material in the book, and they're citing that. So remember, we talked about citations and not plagiarizing. So this is a good example of how to do that in your report. Quoting things from the chapter and whatnot. So interpreting... Oh, no, that was just them. Explaining their instructions. But yeah, these results are very clear, a little clearer than the first examples. The interpretation is got a little more depth. So, and these are kinds of the lengths that you should be looking at too, around 500 or 550 words. So now we'll go on to the report for this week. So you've also got the report, and I'll tell you, this is a report that I often find students plagiarize on. They copy and paste from the internet, from different places. I use Turnitin, it finds it, and those students go to the honor office and they have discipline for those for that dishonesty. And so I don't want to see that. Please don't do it. I don't like it. It definitely ruins my day, and it ruins theirs quite a bit more than it ruins mine. But it's still not fun for anyone. So here is the example report. This is obviously super short. This is not what I'm looking for. You can see here your report should be at least 500 words. You should be answering these questions in your report. And I don't want to see, one thing I see commonly is a student will paste this question and then write about it, like write a short, like half paragraph or something like that about this question. I want this to be a whole report where you synthesize these things into the report. So even if you go answer question 1 and then you go to question 4 and then back to question 2, or switching these around, so advantages and disadvantages could come first and then this would come last. Just fit it into the narrative appropriately. I don't want to see just the question and then a short answer about that question, this question and a short answer about that question. So write it in actual report format. So here are a couple good examples. And these are good for a few reasons. One is this student cites, and you can see they found some outside resources. I mean, they didn't cite APA style, but I know what they're talking about, and they've got their reference list here, and so I can check those. And also, this student doesn't have a lot of quotes from these sections. They've got a few little things that look like they're quoted, but there's no large chunks of the paper that are quoted. They used the material from these sources and wrote about it in their own words. You can see they have quite a few words in this report, and that's because they made a lot of detail. They found a lot of good resources outside, and they answered all the questions in a narrative way. So all the questions, I think in this one, come in line, but they fit it into the report. So it all flows together really nicely. Same with this report. Same kind of thing. They started it off like the example gives. They have really good citations. They have a little bibliography or reference page. So this one, see, they've got these in-text citations. Even though they're not APA style, it lets me know where these resources came from. This is a lot shorter of a report, but perfectly acceptable. And even though they also include these questions, the questions they're supposed to be answering, these questions here, they include them in the narrative of the paper. So here they've got, yeah, it is a real phenomenon. You can see that was one of these questions. Is it a real phenomenon? Where does it come from? They put that into the narrative. So make it an actual report, make it flow nicely, and don't plagiarize. Don't plagiarize and do those things. Follow the directions, make a really nice flowing report, and you will do great. Thanks. Good luck.